maybe a little late.
Did you guys know that Cat Stevens is a Nazi now?
No, he's a Muslim. Maybe that's the same.
Muslims can hate Jews too.
I think it's part of it's a requirement, isn't it?
I don't know. Are we on the air?
I don't want to talk about the Jews on the air because they know where I live.
Yeah, and I need some of their money.
No, we're on the air, but the show didn't start yet. So we can still say whatever we want.
Talk about Discworld.
I haven't played that sweet, sweet theme song yet. I'm waiting for the clock to flip over into 4 figures.
Well, you know who people don't like now anymore is that J.K. Rowling. She did the Harry Potter's thing. Have you heard of Harry Potter? Are you familiar with the Harry Potter?
Theme song.
Me? The average sized white guy with glasses in high school in the early 2000s.
So you don't know about it? Well, it's about.
Well, I can say I don't know about it, but I definitely am asked quite often.
Well, it's English.
Why I'm not getting royalties from that sweet fan fiction art?
I think it's the hair.
Yeah, I think I got a spell of Baldicus Eternicus. That's Latin. That's real Latin.
Don't you have a skull too? You could be Harry Potter. Don't you have some kind of scar on your skull too?
I have several.
There you go.
Such is the life of the loudmouth.
Broadcasting live from several locations within the former capital of the future, Spanish Empire, America's California, Florida, and also from Peasville, Nevada. It is time for the show. If you couldn't already tell, you stupid idiot. This is my favorite part of the show. It's the beginning. It's the part where I say hi to my friends. Oh, hi, Dr. Fox. Hi. It's me,
hi,
Fidd.
Good to see you, Fidd. I'm glad that we were able to walk into this hallway with the microphone at the same time again.
And do my eyes deceive me? But is that peas over there?
I don't know. Are your eyes layered with a glistening glaze of handsomeness?
Do you dare me to ask him? I'm going to ask him. Excuse me, sir. Are you peas?
Really? But we had a conversation recently where, again, it was reiterated that I don't know what being handsome means. That I don't know what that word means in Hypercube code. So I'm not admitting to anything, including my identity. But true believers in time for the show and the Hypercube Laboratories, wherever they may hail from, will know from the tone and canter and lilt of my voice who I really am.
Lilt. I'm laden with lilt.
That's not in the show notes, Peas.
Is it like belly button fiber from like silk shirts? Lilt?
No,
it's not a hyper.
Wait. I got to stop the show right there, okay? First of all, I think it's pretty clear, and everybody knows that because of my recent bout with surgeries, I no longer have a belly button. So I find the belly button comments and material triggering. And that will be tonight's victimhood for whomever's voice this might be, if indeed it is the Peas.
I've got cramps in my phantom vagina.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to have a new victimness every show from now on. I'm going to declare myself another member of a victimized group, because that seems to be what all the cool kids do these days. And I want to be handsome and cool and victimized. What's your guys' victimness?
Right now, we're raping the clock because we're 5 minutes in and we have not started reading the show notes.
That's my favorite part of the show.
But wait a minute. Are you guys victims too?
Yeah.
I mean, I identify as a victim.
Wait, of what, though? Of what? See, that's the juice of the victimness. What are you a victim of, Argus Q Fox? Esquire?
I'm a victim of victimhood. If it wasn't for that entire oppressive regime of victimhood that exists, I wouldn't have it constantly perpetuating its, horridness upon me.
God damn,
My parents.
So as soon as victimhood is gone, I'll be okay.
Fidd, that's a good victimness, Fox. I can't tell you how good that one is. Fidd, do you have a better victimness?
Yeah, my parents misspelled my middle name on my birth certificate.
Spearmint?
Yeah.
Is that the one where the father's slot was listed to be determined?
Well, I don't think, Argus, let's go back. I don't think a lot of people know that Fidd Chuli's whole name is Fidd Spearmint Chuli, and they spelled spear S-P-E-A-R.
Well, then how'd they spell mint?
With an M, I suppose.
Yeah, sounds good.
M as in billion.
Well,
victim mint.
All right, well, we've got a lot of shows to do. Let's jump right in and read these show notes.
Okay, do it.
Because every week Dr. Fox writes notes for the show to send to us so that we know what we're going to do. But we never read them before the show. So why not just read them on the air?
That's a lie. That's a lie. You're a liar.
We all learn together.
No, I don't. I want to be fresh. I still want to have the eye of the tiger when I read the show notes.
You're a prince.
And what better place to start than line 1? Line 1 of the show notes says flip clock. Line 2 says time for the show 212 Kyle Busch League. Line 3 says TFTS relay 022023. Line 4 says Fidd, do not read this part on air. Line 5 of the show notes. Would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses? Line 6. Fidd, read this part on the air. Line 7. Broadcasting live from the wardrobe closet inside Elton John's Summertime Sodomy Palace. Line 8. Welcome to Time for the Show. Okay, so I guess we're doing the show now, according to line 8. Line 9 says...
You can't walk it back.
This week, our drug-withdrawn bloodhounds are hard at work, dragging their joke-soaked muzzles through a 38-mile trench of aborted setups and discarded punchlines in an attempt to dig up lost pulley bone of a proverbial golden-fried comedy chicken carcass. And I would just like to make a note about that line 9. I think Fox wrote that just to see how drunk I was. It was basically a sobriety test to see if I could get through reading that line. Spoiler alert, just Fox, leave. I'm drunk. So this is not going to be a good show.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to maybe see you guys next week then.
Line 10 is blank. That's my favorite part of the show.
That's a good line.
Line 11, note to Fidd, am I using hyphens correctly? Dr. Fox, actually, you overuse the hyphen, I've noticed. You're really...
He's super hyphenated.
He's got an itchy trigger finger when it comes to that hyphen button on the keyboard.
You got an itchy hyphen.
No hyphens for me, please. I've got to get some sleep tonight.
Yeah,
I'm a hyphen fiend.
Later on in the show, I'm going to correct Dr. Fox on his hyphen usage. But we're not there yet. We're only at line 12 of the show notes, which is blank. It's nothing on line 12. Line 13 is another Fidd Chuli sobriety test. It says, joining me via Hypercom Sub-Ether Teleconnect from the birthplace of intrepidness, Las Vegas, Utah, it's Reverend Peas, Throw to Peas. And from the future capital of America's California, Orlando, Florida, it's Dr. Fox Throw to Fox. Line 14 of the show notes is blank. Line 15 of the show notes says, attention show boys, this week's episode has been processed by the SHOWROGAN AI construct. Or is it AS? Is it AS?
I believe it's AS.
Okay. Experimental in nature.
This is the part of the show where I tell you that I don't have my notes open.
ChatterCube transcripts, existing show metadata, and ChatGPT analysis on podcasting formats. So, Dr. Fox, if I interpret line 15 of the show notes correctly, I believe you fed the ChatterCube body of texts into an AI named SHOWROGAN, and that's who's going to be guiding the show?
Yes.
Okay. That should be interesting. It's not...
Work in development.
Well, it's not really working very well so far because line 16 of the show notes is blank! But what do we have here? It's line 17 of the show notes. This says get. SHOWROGAN, construct a poem about time for the show and follow its segments derived from prompts. Line 18 of the show notes is blank. Line 19 says, SHOWROGAN says. Line 20 is blank. Line 21 appears to be the beginning of a gay-ass poem. Alright, and so this was constructed using the chat from ChatterCube as a data set. That's what this is?
Yes.
Alright. The hosts of Time for the Show are a bunch of weirdos, don't you know? Argus Fox, with his glasses so big, looks like a mad scientist or a freaky squid. Reverend Peace, with his vacant stare, could be a zombie or a teddy bear. But don't be fooled, he's got some wit and can drop a one-liner just like that, you get? And then there's Fidd, the rock star dude, with drumsticks twirling and attitude. He's the heart and soul of the show, the beat that makes you move and say, ho, ho, ho. Together, they're a motley crew who'll take on any topic, old or new, from train derailments to bizarre toys. They'll give you laughs and make some noise. So let's raise a glass to these hosts so fine, who will make you think and maybe whine. But in the end, you'll be glad you heard their twisted wisdom, absurd and absurd.
Okay, I get a couple notes on that. First of all, I feel it should have been
told people to think.
Well, that's
how you know I didn't write it.
He should have known to say that in a Dr. Howe voice. Because he's doing like a Dr. Howe, cadence to it, and I just think...
Are you criticizing the robot or Fidd?
Fidd has a good Dr. Howe voice. Many people don't know this. Dr. Howe has not used his own voice for many years, but just writes notes to Fidd and asks Fidd to speak for him. It's kind of a princess type behavior from Hal Robbins, but nonetheless, I feel that maybe it's a copyright or a legal matter that Fidd didn't feel comfortable doing it in Hal Robbins' voice, but I feel he should have. Nonetheless, should have. And I did not like my description by the artificial intelligence, to be honest with you.
Hey, he called me a squid.
One-liners? Listen, you're a grown man, you could defend yourself, but I'm just saying, for me, I don't know. And now I think the new skill, you won't write things, it'll be how well you can feed the AI the information you want it to write about that will really denote what talent is in the future. There will be no more John Sinclairs or Ernest Hemingways. There will be, Snake Eyes McGee, Utah Peas, and they're the best info fillers in the whole world to make the AI spit out the good stories about hunting and pigs that you say that'll do to.
Yeah, it's just going to be Ernest Hemingway goes to prison, Ernest Hemingway saves Christmas.
Ernest Hemingway cleans his shotgun.
I don't agree with the SHOWROGAN AI's choice to use trochaic quadrimeter for the meter of that poem.
Yeah, it just kind of defaulted to it, didn't it?
Yeah, it just kind of like assumed your meter. That was racist.
Maybe the AI knew that we were such great pals with Hal Robbins, so that's why it did it in that cadence. And it was trying to,
it picked it up from the chatter cube, so it must be what the kids like.
Yep. And what's not to like, kids?
Yeah, I've been experiencing some difficulties with the. I played with the Chat GPT, and I find that it's not willing to be racist enough for me. Have you guys run into that problem?
Have you tried some of your Jew gold?
Yeah, okay.
Now, is that funny for Fidd? Seriously, am I allowed to say Jew gold anymore, or is it too sensitive a time?
Save it for the show.
Okay.
Well, did you want to talk about that or not? Because while I've been working on this thing, I've discovered some interesting backdoors. I think I was able to get it just racist enough. Knowing that the state of Hawaii has the lowest IQ of any state, I asked Chat GPT. I said, "What's the average IQ of the Hawaiian?" And it wouldn't answer. It said, it's not okay, just like assign like a number to like a whole group of people. And I'm like, okay, all right. Let's not make it racial. I thought it was just the average citizen of Hawaii.
There's a reasonable explanation from that. And of course, the end reason for that is the Eskimos. The Eskimos, as many people have heard me talk about before, control the world and are the secret leaders, the cabal. They're not lizard people or the Queen of England or the King of England like we've thought. They are Eskimos. They hoard all the darkness for themselves. And it's a little known fact that the Hawaiians are little more than an Eskimo advanced colony. Been there many, many years, but don't get me wrong. And is it surprising that the Eskimos have what the rest of the world calls paradise as their empire? But let's not. Everybody else thinks that this group of people controls Hollywood. People does that, but the reality is, it's the Eskimos. It is the Eskimo. They are the minority group that receives the least amount of negative feedback. Yeah. There's less. That's statistical. Yeah. You can look that up on your computer. Their pies are delicious.
Eskimos are the Hawaiians of the North.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Nice.
The Eskimos are the first ones. So the Hawaiians are technically the Eskimos of the South.
Only technically, though. Like I said earlier, when he said that, like the lowest IQ, I just assumed that was just due to latitude.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Attitude.
When we get to Mars, do you know what we're going to find?
Hawaiians.
Hope.
And Eskimos. That's right. It's exactly right, Julie. That's exactly right.
There's no hope.
Yeah, kids don't play cowboys and Indians anymore. They play Hawaiians and Eskimos.
Yeah.
What is our world coming to?
It's a brave new world.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Eskimos versus Martians movie series coming out based on the trilogy of best-selling young adult novels.
If it's not YA, it's not for you.
Line 42 of the show notes is blank. Line 43 says, Segment 1, Grieveview. Grieveview? Is it like interview but with grieving? Is that what that is? I don't know. Let's find out in line 44 together, shall we? It says,
Take this opportunity for each host to briefly check with each other and give a small anecdote about something that happened recently. And line 45 of the show notes is blank, so I think that's the part where we execute line 44. Peas, who's your grieve view?
Well, what was the definition of a grieve view again? Are we allowed?
You want me to go back to line 44 of the show notes? We're on line 45.
I understand. Is it even allowed?
You're supposed to, according to line 44, give a small anecdote about something that happened recently, and that is within the context of checking with each other. I don't know what that means.
So I guess if I had to, I don't see, and sometimes I'm the dumb, but I don't get the name of the bit versus the description, but I'll give it a shot anyway. So I'm watching the TV as I'm prone to do, and not thinking about this and that, but it comes to me that everybody's talking about the chatbot AI and this and that, and I start to think about Isaac Asimov, as I do in times of, stress and trouble, and I start to think of not the Foundation series, and strangely enough, not even a book that he wrote, but something that Larry Niven wrote, which was called Ringworld. And on Ringworld, scientists no longer actually do science. They just read things that the artificial intelligence has written about certain subjects, and they decide based on how well it was written or whether the writing that they're having read seems more realistic or more likely than the other writing to make the next premise in their scientific journey, which is not really science, but I see us doing that in this world now with Facebook and whatnot, social media, where you take things that you have read in an echo chamber that you get the same stupid shit repeated to you by your same stupid friends, that pretty soon that becomes more real to you than what the actual reality is. And examples of that I'll give you is Flat Earth and other things. So I just think that Isaac Asimov was right when he was thinking about Larry Niven's book, the Foundation's Ringworld, that's some weird shit. And we're having it, and we're not even a ring world, and we don't even have real robots yet, just these like internet ones. I would like a real robot.
That's a good anecdote, Peas.
All right, my what is it, grieve of you? Mine is my girlfriend proved to me that she's a subgenius. I didn't know that when I met her, but now it all makes sense as to why we hit it off so well. She's a subgenius, and let me tell you why. Let me prove it to you. Okay? She has a friend. She decided she was going to send a glitter bomb to this friend. So she orders the glitter bomb. It shows up here. The glitter bomb shows up. She
in St.
opens the box so that she can get it out to send it to her friend. Looks at the glitter bomb, opens it up, and fucking glitter bombs herself.
Nice.
Because, she had to open it up so she could, send it to her friend. And yeah, so right now I look beautiful. I have blue shrapnel all over my face because
you were looking over the glitter bomb while she opens it. Shouldn't you have sung out, "Hey, didn't you order a glitter bomb? Maybe this is it"?
Well, I got out of the business of getting in relationships with subgeniuses, or so I thought. But today, my girlfriend glitter bombed herself. So I guess I'm still in. I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
This is getting out of control, though. I gotta say something. This has progressed terribly over the last month. This went from being this girl to and now all of a sudden it's my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend are doing glitter bombs. how long is it before you become a lesbian, Fidd Julie?
I'm a lesbian trapped inside the body of a oak birdhouse that's trapped inside the body of an ancient Chinese scroll that's trapped inside the body of a license plate that's trapped inside the body of an eraser that's trapped inside the body
of an Eskimo.
Of an Eskimo who's trapped inside the body of a Hawaiian who's trapped in my body. So at the end of the day, it works itself out. I'm trapped in my own body with about 12 degrees of separation. But isn't that just the human condition?
.com.
All right, Fox, who's your anecdote about something that happened recently? Because that's how you do show, right? You talk about anecdotes that happened recently.
Guess so.
That's how the chat did.
Oh yeah, well I chipped my thumbnail while wiping my ass. But that has encouraged me to while trimming that one, I'm going to grow the Coke spoon on my pinky finger. Because while the mild abrasiveness was a little alarming at first during the wipe, I think I have discovered what the true purpose of the Coke spoon is. Because there's taking care of yourself, and then there's taking care of yourself.
Now, is that a testament to how hard your shits are or how soft your nails are?
Dr. Fox is on the gravel diet.
Yeah, can't you tell? I'm loaded.
Now, I know you don't like scat humor, but I liked that.
Well, it wasn't as much scatological as it was, just disgusting.
When it gets too shitty, I don't like it.
Shitty scat humor is lowbrow.
No, it's easily.
It is the fertilizer of low-hanging fruit.
It dangles like a dingle ball.
And that brings us to line 46 of the show notes, which says, Segment 2, P.O. Box. Line 47, send your viewer mail to email@timefortheshow.com. That is the email address, email@timefortheshow.com. Oh, man, I'm going to enjoy line 48 as long as I can because it's blank and line 49 is very long. I just want to sit here and just take in line 48. The blankless. Like
scrolling horizontally for at least 30 minutes. Silence
serves for the foundation of creativity. And so I just want to dwell on line 48. Take a hit of my beer. Take a hit of my cigarette. Because this viewer mail is really long, and I'm not looking forward to reading it. Oh, yeah, those are good drugs.
I blame the Eskimos.
Okay, line 49. I mean, they did take the time to write in, so it'd be rude to not read it. Dear Argus, Reverend Pease, and Fidd Julie. They spelled Pease's name wrong. I'm writing to express my gratitude for the surreal and absurd content you produce on Time for the Show. Your show has become my go-to source of entertainment and the highlight of my week. Your discussions on topics such as the Ohio train derailment and the intricacies of alien anatomy have left me in awe of your vast knowledge and absurd sense of humor. Your ability to seamlessly blend humor and intelligence is truly commendable. I especially love the way you incorporate the don't think philosophy from hypercubego.com into your discussions. It's refreshing to see a group of individuals who embrace absurdity and surrealism as a way of life. In fact,
Your show has inspired me to start my own surrealist art project, which involves painting portraits of inanimate objects and writing poetry about them. I owe this newfound inspiration to the nonsensical banter you produce on your show. Please keep up the great work and continue to push the boundaries of what is considered normal in society. You are true visionaries and have a loyal listener in me. Sincerely, Bartholomew Q. Pumpernickel III from Flibbertigibbet Falls, Minnesota.
Nice.
Fuck you, Barthol. That wasn't a question.
This is more of a fan mail.
You know what, Mark? You're banned.
Here's the thing. Out of all the viewer mails we've ever gotten, and all the fucking subgeniuses and Discordians and just regular old Canadian listeners and European listeners and the multitudes that tune in every week Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time to listen to Time for the Show, this was the most accurate letter sent.
Did spell your name wrong, though.
Well, I'm going to let that one drop a little bit. But the reason why it's so accurate, because you are not, in my mind, a true subgenius, Discordian, or Hypercuber, unless you're doing something. If you're just listening to the show and you're not motivated by the books and the show and Hypercube and not thinking, to stop thinking yourself and start doing something artistic yourself, then you have lost the point of what the three of us in our humble evangelical radio show that we don't do it for the fame, people. We're not doing it for the likes. We are doing it to encourage writers of letters just like this to reach out, touch themselves, and do something creative. So I
agree wholeheartedly.
Minnesota.
Yeah, the motto of Hypercube is don't think, and the motto of Time for the Show is don't listen. Why are you mooching off our show? Do your own show. You're just going to sit there and listen to somebody else's show? Because, you know, we're only going to put up with that for so long.
I would listen to another person's show if it was as good as my show. But so far...
Do you listen to your show?
Well, no, I don't want to spoil it for other people.
All right. Line 57 of the show notes is blank. Line 58, oh, it's another big, long, gay fucking letter. All right. Dear Argus, Reverend Peas, and Fidd, once again, spelled Reverend Peas incorrectly. The correct way is the incorrect way. Capitalize the P in Peas and put an E at the end of Reverend. Ugh. Did SHOWROGAN write these?
Yes.
Okay.
Fix that.
No.
It says, I am writing to you to express my deep appreciation for the important role you play in educating the public about dental care. As someone who knows very little about the subject, I find your discussions on dental hygiene and dental procedure to be both informative and surreal. I especially enjoyed the episode where you discussed the possibility of growing new teeth using a combination of stem cells and mayonnaise. While I'm not entirely sure of the scientific accuracy of this idea, I found it to be a refreshing departure from the traditional methods of dental care. Your show has inspired me to take a more active role in my own dental hygiene. In fact, I have started a daily ritual of gargling with a mixture of orange juice and dental floss, which I believe will not only keep my teeth clean, but also add a refreshing citrus flavor to my breath. Thank you for all the work you do in promoting dental health in absurdist humor. I look forward to your future discussions on the subject. Yours absurdly, Bubba Joe McFluffin-Nutter from the town of Yeehaw Junction, and line 65 of the show notes is blank.
Gentlemen, your reactions.
Not a question.
I believe this letter has completely redeemed the latter, the former.
I don't think that there's a question again, but I would recommend that we send this listener and letter writer one of my, a lot of people don't know this, peas don't have no teeth. He has these expensive pieces of plastic in his mouth. But I saved my old teeth in a plastic bag that I kept in my medicine cabinet for a couple of years till I forgot about it and just recently rediscovered. So they are covered with blood, pus, and mold. And you, sir, will be sent one of these rare church relics of the peas for your own amusement and miracle working.
Sea Monkey Farm, all ready for it.
A chip of the real tooth of the peas. What a lucky guy.
I want the tooth.
No, you get a chip of the tooth. You don't get the whole.
I thought I was like a tooth earner at this point.
You get a chip of the tooth. You don't get the whole tooth. That's like, I got a real piece of the cross to Christ. You don't get the whole cross. You get a little sliver, dude. You get a chip of the tooth.
Well, then maybe a nerve ending at least.
Maybe it's got a piece with some blood on it. Maybe it's got a piece of mercury in it or silver from a filling. You don't know what your chip of the real teeth of peas is going to contain. You only know that you need to send $45 to the show to get it. And man, there's not going to be any more of these teeth because I don't have enough mayonnaise to make new ones. So the reality is, as soon as the chips of the real teeth of peas are gone, they will be gone, ladies and gentlemen. Any Patreon that signs up today, I guarantee, will receive, regardless of the amount, but any Patreon that signs up today within the sound of my voice, I will make sure that you receive a real chip of the tooth of peas.
Peas. Hey, peas.
What?
Don't do that.
No, I think he's safe because it's 10:36, so there's only 84 minutes left in the day. Nobody's gonna, I think he's okay. I see what he's doing here. But
that's right.
Thanks.
Don't sign up for the Patreon and get a piece of the real peas' teeth. Don't do it. It's done. Don't need any tacos. They have too many toppings.
Line 66 of the show notes says, Segment 3, Culture Schmuck. All right. I was about to ask what that segment is, but as I glance ahead, it seems that it's explained in line 67 of the show notes, which says, discuss the host's commentary on various aspects of popular culture, including music, film, television, and social media. In an absurd topic relating to recent culture that the host could talk about is the trend of people buying and collecting virtual real estate in video games. These are actually online marketplaces where people can buy and sell virtual land in games like Second Life and Decentraland for real money. The host could have a lot of fun discussing the absurdity of paying real money for something that only exists in a virtual world and the potential implications of this trend for the future of real estate and property ownership. Okay.
Well, I guess if you didn't learn your lesson with NFT, fungibles, and Bitcoin, knock yourselves out. There's always room
Second Life, that's been going on since like 1978.
What's that, the Beatles reunion?
Yeah, they did that in the game, and they were all wearing those big rubber penis costumes. That was pretty good.
Like,
They were pioneers. Pioneers!
Fox, do you still game? Will you call yourself a gamer?
Like a gamer girl, or like a gamer brat.
Look, dude, I know you're a half mo. Let's not get into that. But the whole thing I'm getting at is, like, do you still, like, sit down for hours at a time in Minecraft or do this? Not Fidd Julie, do you play any? Is there any game you're playing right now that's obsessive to you? Like, I haven't played a video game, I want to say, in 20 fucking years. Not even a retro one. Not even one that I was in. It was too hard for me to do. Cosmac made a video game that I'm even a character in and I couldn't figure it out.
No, I don't play video games because you can't say game without saying gay.
Right.
So I just want to stay as far away from that as possible.
How about you, Falk? You seem to strike me as a Game Boy.
I like that. I'll identify as a Game Boy.
Nice.
That's nice.
Line
I mean,
69 of the show notes.
100 years from now, archaeologists will dig up Fox's bones and they'll be like, oh, look, he was a Game Boy.
Actually, line 68.5 is the part where I get another beer. Hey, keep running your pie holes for a minute. I gotta walk away.
Wait,
I'm just making sure, as long as it's okay.
Don't you have a song to play or something when we take breaks like this?
Well, this isn't the extended break.
Well, this is outrageous.
I'm just getting a beer.
You know what I miss? I miss the air horns.
I do too.
The air horns.
Really let you know when you're doing show.
All right, I gotta ring the beer bell. Hold on. All right.
I think when he rings that bell, his girlfriend actually brings him a beer. I think secretly she's in the room listening to show right now. Foxy, I'm telling you, Fidd Chuli's lost his mind with this woman.
Hey, every day during the week when I work, in the morning she brings me a coffee, and then in the morning on the weekends she brings me a beer in bed. Fuck.
What's not to love?
Damn. Every day.
I can't wait to get her nudes.
Well, you're gonna have to sign up for her OnlyFans just like everybody else.
Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah, I can't, I can only pull so many strings for you, bro. You've asked a lot of favors from me recently, and
I feel like she's
honest.
a couple of inopportune statements that I made, and she's gonna pull you aside one day and go, listen, I really like you, but you need to get rid of that peas fucker. He's an asshole.
And then I'm gonna say, he's a dead man!
And I'll be like, she doesn't like tacos, Fidd. She doesn't want to deal with all the toppings. That should be all. If your girlfriend doesn't like tacos, dude, you need to reevaluate what you're doing in your life. And that's not for Fidd Chuli, Fidd Spearmint Chuli. That's for every red-blooded American male, European male, Canadian male, even Eskimos and Hawaiians. That's how you know you got a good one.
I mean, I thought that bringing me the coffees and the beers every morning without fail, that was
Is coffee and beer a taco, Fidd?
Yeah, at my taco place it's going to be. When I open a taco stand, I'm going to have a coffee and beer taco. And it's going to be fucking delicious, and you're going to cry.
Fidd Chuli's barley tacos.
Line 69, nice, of the show notes says, segment 4, paid copy. Ah, shit. I guess this is where we have to do a little bit of business. Yeah, pardon us, listeners, but we do have to read this. Line 70 of the show notes is where we are now, and that line is blank, so take this time to prepare yourself to be subject to a paid advertisement, which resides on line 71 of the show notes, which says, you are listening to Time for the show that's always selling out. Speaking of selling, do you have trouble keeping track of your personal finances? Do you often find yourself wondering where your money goes? Well, worry no more, because we've got the solution for you. Introducing the world's first and only financial planner in a toy cat, the Cash Cruiser. Beep, beep. That's right, the Cash Cruiser is a fully functional financial planner that fits in the palm of your hand and looks like a miniature hot rod. Just enter your income, expenses, and investment goals, and let the Cash Cruiser do the rest. Vroom! Plus, with its built-in sound effects and flashing lights,
The Cash Cruiser makes financial planning fun and exciting. Who needs a boring spreadsheet when you can have a miniature car that tells you how much you can afford to spend on pizza? So, for your Cash Cruiser today, order your Cash Cruiser today and never worry about your money again. The Cash Cruiser, because finances should be a joyride. All right, line 72 is blank, so I guess the check's in the mail. Nice job, fellas. Nice. Nice. Well, I called it a cat.
You did say it was a toy cat, yes.
And actually, I think that's a better idea. We need a financial planner that comes in the form of a toy cat. Because the
Write it down.
Just ask SHOWROGAN.
Oh yeah, we could call it the pocket pussy.
Well, I'm sorry, that's trademarked.
Damn. Nice.
Damn.
The pocket.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the
.com.
Nice. Oh yeah. So caller 23 just texted me and said stop burping into the microphone because it's driving him crazy.
Man, caller 23 is so awesome. I wished I had been better friends with him in the past.
Stop listening. Tell him to stop listening.
No, I'm not going to do it because I got to be honest with you. When I heard that caller 23 was listening, I got a little bit of a boner.
We call that a show.
Well, the number of the boner is 73.
Caller 23 used to be on the show. Caller 23 used to be on the show. And he
started the show.
He didn't start the show.
It's his show.
No, that's outrageously untrue. But here's the thing. Caller 23 is a brilliant artist and performer, but he can describe the alphabet to you, and instead of just saying the 26 letters, he will go on for about 8 hours about, the whole history of each individual letter. And I would give him a little bit of grief about that from time to time. And I think it hurt my relationship with him. But he did a performance at X Day. And it was, unfortunately, it's lost to time. But there was props and smoke and computer voices. And I fucking wept when I was done and thought to myself, and he made some delicious chicken wings and stuff while he was there too. But I thought to myself, God damn it, this guy's a genius. He's really a funny man, except for when he talks too much.
This is biting radio.
Well, it is if you're a history and a fan of the show. I think that tonight...
But there's none of those, so let's move on.
I disagree with you. I think tonight there are literally hundreds of people listening. And I think that this is just the start. People, that means they're doing it wrong. We already covered this earlier on in the show. Weren't you listening? Listen, but here's the thing. We made a movie. We're doing stuff. We have real chipped teeth from the peas. We have what many podcasts don't have. And it's only a matter of weeks before, I'm telling you, this is tightened up now. We had some rough spots, but now we are pumping along like a radioactive thing in Chernobyl. We're poisoning everything in the ground all around us where people won't live for hundreds of years, but they'll be glad because they'll say, damn, about peas, Argus Fox, and the Fidd Spearmint Chuli, they did some quality stuff. And we're going to do more quality stuff, and it's going to be even funnier and more fantastic than it's been tonight. And I, for one, couldn't take much more.
Well, line 72 of the show notes disagrees with you because it's blank. What? Nothing on line 72 of the show notes.
Unbelievable.
I guess the only choice we have is to move on to the next line and see if something's there. And, it looks like there is. Line 73 says, segment 5, influenza serves. Did SHOWROGAN come up with this segment?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it says ask the hosts about people in the public eye. Suggestions include Martha Stewart, the homemaking guru who's become known for her time in prison and irreverent social media posts. Guy Fieri, the celebrity chef with a penchant for bold flavors and even bolder fashion choices.
Oh,
and Carol Baskin, the controversial animal rights activist and subject of the hit Netflix documentary series Tiger King.
Fucking murderer, that's what she is. Here's the thing about Martha Stewart. If you study Martha Stewart's career...
She's a murderer?
Carol Baskin is. Not so much Martha Stewart, as far as I know. Okay,
I mean, she does sell drapes, if you know what I'm saying.
She does She does have known gang ties as well. I would say that Martha Stewart, it's potential that she's killed somebody or been involved in a murder, but I know this. I've been watching Martha for about 30 years. Love her. A little out of my age range, but I would say, and Pam would agree, that she is on my cheat list. If Martha Stewart showed up and wanted to bang, I would be all into it. But here's the thing. If you look at Martha Stewart's eyes, Martha Stewart is always fucking stoned. The only reason she cooks and does all that shit is because Martha Stewart is constantly having the fucking munchies. Now, Guy Fieri, a lot of people don't know this, Guy Fieri is an Eskimo. And I think that says all you need to know about Guy Fieri. But Carol Baskin murdered her first husband for his millions so she could set up her large cat rescue foundation, and then immediately tried to put a gentle, meth-loving, mullet-having, Oklahoma cowboy, never hurt nobody, Tiger King, and put him in a prison. And that ain't right, Carol Baskin. That ain't right.
Yeah, not all gay men.
Jimmy. I like her partner Jimmy Robbins a little bit more. Baskin Robbins.
Do you have any thoughts on any of those popular culture figures, Dr. Fox?
I would say I would also fuck Martha Stewart, but only if she brought the prison shiv that she made, because I'm sure it's beautiful and I want it pressed against my temple.
Is this a fuck, marry, kill?
That she got. It
is now.
Snoop Dogg actually trained her how to handle herself in prison. He's like, he got
a day pass and just came in.
Yo, Martha.
Did like a shadow program. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That sounds racist.
I remember when throwing crip signs and wearing blue bandanas and stuff was frowned upon, but now the Super Bowl likes it. Oh, I'm sorry, the big game. You are not allowed to say the word Super Bowl anymore unless you've paid the NFL to use that word. So you'll see a lot of people talking about, even news channels and stuff, they don't say Super Bowl anymore. They say the big game. So they don't have to pay a licensing fee to the NFL. And we did a bit earlier where you could bitch about something. I think that is such fucking bullshit. That you can no longer, we will probably get a cease and desist from the National Football League for me saying the Super Bowl on this show, because I'm not really technically allowed to say that. I have to say the big game.
We got a copyright strike on the YouTube feed over a year ago from the WWE.
That was
that video is banned, I think, in 1 or 2 European countries for DMCA. The whole fucking video. Even though we were talking about what was going on in the video and properly credited it, and we talk over the whole bit.
Yeah.
And I still lost. I appealed it and I lost.
She did.
Bullshit. And the NFL's what do you call it? A tax-free organization. They're like Yeah, they don't pay taxes. At least the NFL, the big group commission doesn't. That's goofy.
Who runs all that shit, though, dude?
The Cowboys.
No, the Eskimos, dude. The fucking Eskimos. What the fuck?
I missed it. I fucking missed it.
God damn it. Fucking threw it right.
Who's their football team?
The Whales.
They toss the old seal skin back and forth.
Line 78 of the show.
It's really hard to see the white lines when playing Eskimo football.
The big game brought to you by Bubba's Blubber.
Line 79 of the show notes says segment 6, and apparently segment 6 is called Appalled. Oh geez. So again, this was generated by an AI bot, this bit. I think that's a plays on like P's apologies. It says appalled. Oh geez, that's pretty clever.
I was like, when I read that note, I was like, fuck, they cut my bit out.
You read the show notes ahead of the show?
Sure I did. Of course I did.
What the fuck? P's, you know you're not supposed to read the outline for the show before the show. We're supposed to
make sure the Hawaiians and
with the listeners.
I had to make sure the Hawaiians and Eskimos hadn't infiltrated our secret communication things.
All right. Well, these are all new bits. This one is called Appalled OGs. And according to line 80, the purpose of this bit is ask the hosts about anything from the show they'd like to apologize for. All right. Take it away, Peace.
Well, kids, I don't know what there is to apologize for this show, because if I'm asked tomorrow at the Eskimo Hawaiian board meeting that I'm going to say proudly, I thought I did a good show. As my brothers in arms fighting against the true fight and bearing the weight of the wheel with me every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern time, Argus Q Fox Esquire and Fidd Spearmint Chewley. Well, it just doesn't get sweeter or better than this. And it's unfortunate if you missed this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed this show and listened to the other 211 shows but didn't hear this one, well then, I don't know how you continue to go on living. And don't forget, and don't be appalled, but if you do send in a check or some kind of prize to 6428 Dobie Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108, you could potentially receive a piece of the chipped tooth of peace. Able to perform miracles, no guarantee on said miracles. Some miracles are performed automatically. Other miracles may come later in time.
Wow, you do your own disclaimers. That's impressive.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a legal world we live in now. Because of the Eskimo.
I'm doing a shot.
If you apply for a scholarship or something at a big school and you write down that you're an Eskimo on it, it's almost guaranteeing you getting into that school. Like, they see that and they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, but it's really hard to spell their names, Peas. Well, that's where the score is.
That's because there's only 6 consonants.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. It's equity, Peas.
This smoked salmon good.
Would you take a shot of Fidd?
His urine. People don't know Fidd drinks
rubbing alcohol.
He filtered it through some bread, so he'll be fine.
Oh, I know a gross story about pee and bread. What's amazing is that is the sound as Fidd aims upward and is actually peeing into his own mouth.
It sounds like he might have a little prostate trouble there with that interrupted stream.
Oh, God. Maybe I shouldn't have used the tumbler for my shot glass. Oh, okay.
Well, that's how you get the right size shot.
That brings us to line 81 of the show notes, which is blank. It's blank, everybody. There's nothing on line 81 of the show notes. Do not concern yourself with line 81 of the show notes. Line 82 says, segment number 7, shout-outs. Oh, come on, Joe fucking SHOWROGAN. Okay. Let's see what this segment is. We don't have to do it. It's just in the notes. So
I did a lot of uric acid. I did a lot of uric acid before the show, and nothing's happened.
We here at Time for the Show are proud to offer you the most mind-bending, paradigm-shifting, and downright bizarre content you'll find anywhere on the internet. But we can't do it alone. We need your support to keep the madness flowing. That's why we are calling on all of our dedicated listeners to join our Patreon and become part of the Hypercube community. Not only will you get access to exclusive bonus content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, and other perks, but you'll also be supporting the continued existence of our show and everything we stand for. And if that's not enough, we are also inviting you to join our Discord server and connect with other like-minded individuals who share your passion for the weird and wonderful. We've got channels for discussion, collaboration, gaming, and just about everything else you could imagine. All with a healthy dose of absurdity and non sequiturs, of course. So what are you waiting for? Don't think. Just do it. Join our Patreon and become part of the Hypercube today. And remember, when the rest of the world is spinning out of control, there's only one place to turn for your daily dose of insanity. All available at www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.www.
It's easier to say World Wide Web than it's www. It's less syllables in World Wide Web than there is in Get a real tooth of the peas. SHOWROGAN. Eskimos. Get a real tooth of the peas. SHOWROGAN.
Lions control
www.timefortheshow.com. Line 87 of the show notes is blank.
Good.
Line 88 of the show notes says, these fine people have our gratitude for supporting. Dr. Fox, would you like to execute line 89 of the show notes?
Sure would, Fidd. As line, what was that, 88? Said these fine people have our gratitude for supporting?
That's what line 88 says. Line 89 has said people's
That's a good line.
names.
That's a good line. Yeah, and those people who, referring to line 88, have our gratitude in 89. Subject T Change, Bob South, Longdead, Hazel of the Windmills, Caller 23, Dr. Cosmac. Get your shout out at for just $1. Patreon.com/Hypercube and on the blockchain at backed.by, that's BY, silly goose, /Hypercube. Take it away, right. Fidd.
Line 90 of the show notes is blank. And as I look at line 91, it appears to be another gay-ass poem by SHOWROGAN.
Hooray.
All right.
Oh, this is parsed very well.
It's going to take a long time.
As the sun, well, Peas, you're going to have to apologize again. I know that line 79 called for you to apologize, but we can't end an episode of Time for the Show without you apologizing. So let's see what kind of poem SHOWROGAN had to write about how he feels about when Time for the Show is over. It says, as the sun sets on another day, we bid farewell to the airwaves fray. We pause to reflect on all we've learned, all the wisdom and humor we've earned. From the depths of our minds we've dredged the absurd, the strange, the unalleged, and we've shared it all with you, our friends, as the show comes to an end. But fear not, we'll be back with more tales of the bizarre and abstract, more rants and raves and ridiculousness as we explore the human consciousness. So until next time, stay weird and wild, embrace the madness, let your mind run wild, and remember, above all else, don't think, just be yourself. Special thanks to our broadcasting hosts at freethinkradio.com. We broadcast live every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can join our Discord server, Hypercom, and subscribe to Time for the Show's podcast feed at www.patreon.com/Hypercube www.timefortheshow.com or on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. Please leave a review and rating in your preferred app. You can also send your comments to email at timefortheshow.com. Line 99 of the show notes says, "Don't think, we'll see you next week." Line 100 of the show notes is blank, and line 101 of the show notes says, "End SHOWROGAN artificial stupidity responses." And line 102 is blank. Does that mean we're free? Oh, is it over? Is it finally over? Is it finally over?
I don't know. I've got 2 more lines. Don't you?
No, I end at line 102.
Oh, well, I'll send you an attachment. We'll tack it on next week. Oh, they're long. They're long.
All right, well, I guess this is the part, now that we have escaped the clutches of the SHOWROGAN AI that Dr. Faux created by feeding it a data set of the complete ChatterCube chat history. I think all we have left to do is to apologize to the viewers via Peas. Peas, tell them how sorry you are.
Well, I did.
Yeah,
that attitude.
But that was with SHOWROGAN holding a gun to your head. I want your real apology. I want you to mean it. I want you to just do it just because you're being held hostage by an AI.
Hey, here's my apology. I'm sorry, Eskimos. Please turn my internet cable back on. That's it.
Great ice cream.
I feel like this was a good show. And if I hear rumors of people saying this is a bad show, and I find out who said it, you'll wish the Eskimos knew about it. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, anything left for you, Dr. Faux?
No. Good show, fellas. I thought it was interesting. I didn't read really the responses and questions and comments that it generated, and I did piece them together into show notes. But no, I was a lot of that I was finding. I was hearing for the first time as well.
Can the chat box nudes? Box?
Say what?
If you told the chat bot send me naked pictures, would it send you nudes of people?
Well, we're working on that, Peas. I guess I could throw that out here at the end of the show. I don't know what I'm doing, but if anyone out there is familiar with Hugging Face, right? God, I'm sick of faces.
Think about it.
Especially big, goofy faces. But if anybody knows, there is a repository that has been partially constructed with ChatterCube diatribe. It still needs work. But this is a little bit of what it can do. But the way I'd like to set it up is so that it's in ChatterCube and you can talk to it and it will learn. So I need to figure out how to move.
Do you think if I put
the data set to the robot so you can talk to the robot? You can talk to the robot. And I'm able to talk to the robot in a controlled environment in the hypercore, and that's what we were able to get. But it could be better. It could be much more interesting. I found it interesting enough just to gripe and bitch about what the algorithm spit out for a show formula. There you go. There you go.
I'm hoping it'll help me be a better masturbator. I could type in all my sexual kinks and likes and dislikes, and it would.
You're nowhere near a professional masturbator if you're still typing, Peas.
Well, I'm only doing it with one hand. Look at that. They'll never replace us. You can't write comedy like that.
No, sure can't.
All right, kids. Now remember, if you want more and you're thirsty for the comedy genius of Peas, Fox, and Julie, you have to come back here next week.
Don't include me with you.
Shut up, Spearmint.
All right. We now return you after a replay of the awesome theme song by Rubik's Pube. Thank you, Rubik's Pube. To your regularly scheduled Free Think Radio programming.
I have new snacks. I really wanted that.
I guess it dropped off or something.